Update. Am I the a-hole for offering to make sweet 16 favors for my coworker's daughter, but scaling down because the daughter was rude to me? Original post. I run a small family party business from my home as a second job. My coworker is a single mom with 5 kids. Over the years, I have offered a few times to make party favors and decorations for her kids' parties as a gift. Things are a struggle for her, and I just wanted to do something nice for her kids. I buy all the supplies, and my labor is free, and is their gift. The scale and cost of everything changes depending on the event. I do this for my nieces and nephews as well. I enjoy doing it, and I think it makes people happy. A few weeks ago, I offered to make sweet 16 favors and some decorations for a small restaurant party for my coworker's daughter. One night, I FaceTimed with the mother and the daughter, and we were discussing colors. She picked light blue and light pink as her color scheme. That's not colors I normally would associate with a sweet 16, and I mentioned it to her that I was concerned it would look more like a baby shower. She snapped at me and said, "I want light blue and light pink." Okay, got it. A few days later, I'm speaking to the mother that I wasn't finding a lot of sweet 16 items in that color scheme. She picks up the phone and calls her daughter on speakerphone and explains to her the issue. The daughter abruptly says, "What part of light pink and light blue does she not understand?" I know she is a child and has had a rough road, but am I the a-hole for not going the extra mile making them? I offered to make favors, and I will make sure they are beautiful, but any joy I have making them is totally gone. Normally, I would do a couple of surprises along with the favors, but I just don't have it in me, and I feel terrible for being upset at a child. I feel like such a terrible person. Any advice on what I should do? Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Not the a-hole. You generously offered your time, money, and talent as a gift, and while the daughter may be young, being rude and dismissive kills the spirit of your kindness. You're still honoring your offer, just scaling back the extras, which is entirely fair. You're not a terrible person for feeling disrespected, you're human. Set your boundaries with grace and move forward with what feels right for you. She's closer to being an adult than a child. At 16, you know how to behave. The only leeway I can see here is that the daughter didn't know she was on speakerphone. She's still a brat, but if she thought only her mom could hear her, maybe, just maybe, that's why she had the attitude she did. It really depends on how that first convo went and what kind of attitude she had when it was pointed out that those are more baby shower colors than anything else. Not the a-hole. I have no problem with you scaling down your efforts, but I do have a problem with you keeping silent about how you've been treated. Tell her you didn't appreciate her snapping at you, and you don't appreciate her daughter talking down to you like that. And remind her that you do this as a business, and we're going to get her these favors as a gift. But even if she was a paying customer, you expect to be treated with decency. If you're certain you want to go through with the favors, you can tell her you're going to do this for them because you said you would, but you think you deserve an apology. If not, you can just confront her about the behavior and see how she responds and decide how you want to proceed based on that. Not the a-hole. If the mom heard and didn't correct the daughter, it seems like they both feel entitled to your money, time, and labor. I would back out entirely, but that's up to you. Agreed. Back out entirely. Kids need to learn words matter and they have consequences, speakerphone or not. Now for the first update. Last week, I was looking for advice on a situation. I run a small party business from my home as a second job. I had offered to make sweet 16 favors for a coworker's daughter who was having a small restaurant party. I was paying for all the supplies and the favors were my gift. My coworker is a single mom with 5 kids. I really offered because of my relationship with the mother. We worked together over 20 years, and I really do love her. She's had a very hard road the last few years. 2 really crappy husbands, and honestly terrible taste in men. Anyway, I had planned on making her favors, and then surprising her with going to the restaurant before the party and use matching tablecloths, chair covers, and fancy balloon centerpieces. The mother and I had talked about this, but the daughter did not know. It was going to be a surprise. I just didn't feel like doing the extras after she acted like that. So to answer all the questions that came in, the daughter absolutely knew that this was my free gift to her. She knows there's no charge for this. She knew that I was on the call both times. A number of people thought I was rude for saying I didn't like the color scheme. Unfortunately, I'm a doormat. The daughter set the tone of the conversation early on, and there was no way to get it on a positive tone. All I could think is that she didn't like having a small party and that she wanted something much bigger, but her mother cannot afford it. A number of people thought that this might be a coming out party of some kind. I know that it's not. A number of people thought I was being too sensitive, that I needed to get over a rude 16-year-old. I deal with rude people every day, and I do it with a smile. Honestly, it's a gift. Being rude just means you're not happy. But I was upset because I've known this child since the day she came home from the hospital. I would have hoped I meant a little more to her. Apparently, I was incorrect. I know better now. A number of people thought the mom was wrong for not correcting the daughter immediately. Sadly, I agree. It was such an uncomfortable conversation. She apologized for her being a teenager when we got off the phone. I thought it was a cop-out. I definitely think the daughter has the upper hand in the mother-daughter relationship. Getting me involved is just awful. Lastly, so many people told me not to make the favors, to tell the daughter that I was unable to find what she wanted and unable to make them. I am going to make the favors, but I'm not going to do anything else. I had budgeted $150 to make the 18 favors. To be honest with you, I'm broke. $150 is definitely something I don't need to spend, especially on a kid who is extremely rude. I totally offered, and I will absolutely make them, but I'm not going to do anything else. Let's explain me. I can't help volunteering. No matter what it is, I'm the first one to volunteer. I offer my time and my party supplies way too easily. I am at the point now where I do more free labor work than I get paid. Even if somebody pays for the supplies, it never covers the whole thing. It always costs me something. I have to start working on getting paid parties and less free stuff. But I'm really having a hard time with so many people who are so used to getting my services for free. Last week, a woman asked me to make favors for her daughter's college bed party. In the past, she had paid for only my supplies. I explained to her that I could no longer do it, but I would have to charge her and give her a good discount. She was totally upset that I had the nerve to ask her to pay. I've done 4 or 5 things for her for free in the past, but for some reason, she felt I was in the wrong. She complained to so many people about me. How dare I charge her? Meanwhile, we're not even close friends. My Reddit family is a harsh judge. You have given me some perspective to realize that all of this is absolutely my fault, that I allowed my friend's daughter to talk to me that way, and that I'm stupid for making the favors. I just don't have it in me to not make them. But it's really pushing me to take a stand and set some kind of boundaries, because I can't keep giving it away for free. It is going to be the death of me. I'm way too stressed about meeting deadlines for people for free and not taking on more paid work. Wish me luck. All this over not your daughter. Need I say more? Exactly. I don't even feel like I can give advice here, because OP is such a doormat she won't actually take it. Hopefully she's sincere in saying it's pushing her to make boundaries. Honestly, I would have put that girl in her place on the call. And if mom had an issue with it, mom can provide the favors. One of my favorite sayings is, "You're not a victim, you're a volunteer." This is literally you. You volunteered to do this, and then keep tripping over yourself feeling bad for wanting to rightfully check a snotty bitch. The first time she did it, I would have warned her, "You talk to me like that again, and I'm out." It is not on her, mom, to uphold your boundary, or lack thereof. I would tell your friend that based on her daughter's rude and entitled behavior, you won't be providing the favors. And stop offering stuff you can't afford. Second update. So the party is this weekend, and I brought the favors to work today. I made 24 pink gift bags with blue tissue paper and matching wired ribbon. Each bag has chocolate-covered pretzels, chocolate Oreos, and chocolate marshmallows, labeled chapsticks, cute pink sunglasses with the birthday girl's name on the side. My friend thinks her daughter's going to love them, which I'm happy to hear. As I walk away, she asked me if I can do one more favor for her. She wants me to make a favor bags for her boyfriend's daughter's bed party. Bed party is for high school senior girls. Their friends bring them swag from the college they were accepted and decorate her bed with the school colors. Honestly, I was floored. I have never met this girl, and no, my friend did not offer to pay for the favors. I told her I'm so sorry, but unfortunately, I can't. She said she understood, but for the last few hours things have been weird between us. The old me would be making these favors. The new me says no. I have to remember no as a word. I have been pretty good about saying no to people since my last post. The only thing I have agreed to do is 2 raffle baskets for a childhood cancer fundraiser and 2 baskets for my kids' school fundraiser. I know I'm a work in progress, but today my friend reminded me that I need to think of me first. Proud of you. Make sure you get receipts for those raffles so you can write off the expenses on your taxes. If these people have paid for 20 people's meals in a restaurant money and throw a bed party money, they have paid the gift bag provider money. Your friend isn't a real friend. She's a user. Start establishing new habits at work to cut down on any socializing or conversational opportunities. Parasites like her will try to socially punish you, and it will be harder for her to get to you if you're not engaging in conversation or other little routines. Your coworker has a lot of nerve. She doesn't appreciate, she expects. And anything you do apparently just leads her to expect you to do more. Saying no was the right thing for you to do. You will just have to ignore her attitude as best you can. Yep, and remind yourself that she is not a friend, just a greedy entitled co-worker with a rude daughter. I guess the apple didn't fall far from the tree. Keep practicing saying no, OP. Last story. Am I the a-hole for telling my neighbor to stop using my assigned parking spot after she parked there every day for weeks and got mad when I called her out? Okay, so this might get long or make no sense. I honestly don't even care anymore, LMAO. I'm still low-key mad and confused. How the heck did this turn into a whole thing? I'm 30, live in this little apartment complex with 20 units. Every apartment has their own parking spot that comes with rent. Super basic. I've been here for 3 years, always parked in the same spot right outside my building. Easy. Then 2 months ago, this lady, I barely even know her for real, I just see her sometimes in the hallway, never really talked, starts parking in my spot. I think she's late 40s, maybe 50s, I don't know. We're calling her Karen because, yeah. Anyway, the first time it happened, I figured, okay, maybe she's just dropping something off or forgot which spot was hers. Whatever. Didn't say anything. But then it keeps happening, every day. I'd come home and boom, there she is, just vibing in my spot like it's hers. So now I'm parking across the lot or squeezing into visitor spots that aren't even close, and it's super annoying. Especially when it's dark or raining, or I've got groceries, or literally just want to go home and not do laps around the building. After a week, I left a little note. Nothing mean, literally just, hey, this is my spot. Please don't park here. Thanks. Friendly, I even put a smiley face. I was being nice. Next day, she's at my door. Mad. Full-on annoyed face energy. Says she has permission from the landlord to park there because she doesn't have her own spot. I'm huh? That's news to me. Told her, okay, but could you maybe show me something in writing? Because this spot is in my lease. I pay for it. It's mine. She starts getting loud I've been parking there for weeks and it's not that serious. And says I'm being rude for asking. I was bro, I'm not even yelling. I just want to park where I'm supposed to. Then she says, why don't you just share it? And I swear my brain stopped working. Girl, what? This is not a snack. We're not sharing cookies. It's a parking spot tied to my apartment. What do you mean share? Anyway, I told her again, if she really has permission, then cool. Just show me. If not, can you please just not park there? She gets mad again, says I'm being hostile, and she's gonna tell the landlord I'm making trouble for the building. So the next day, I go to the landlord and ask what's going on. Turns out she has zero permission. Flat out no. Landlord was yeah, no, that spot's assigned to you and we don't reassign them unless there's paperwork. So I'm okay, great, thank you. Please tell her to stop. Thought it was over. LMAO no. She starts being all passive-aggressive. Parks right next to me. So close I literally had to crawl in from the passenger side once. Leaves notes on my windshield selfish people make bad neighbors. Girl, are we 12? What is this, middle school? And then I find out she's been telling neighbors I'm harassing her over a one-time mistake. One time? She's been doing this for weeks. lying to everyone like I'm some psycho over a single incident. I literally left one note and asked a question. That's it. And then, last week I come home and she parked sideways in the visitor spot behind my car, so I couldn't even leave. I knock on her door and she straight up won't open it. Just yells, "Deal with it," through the door like, "Huh? Okay, boss battle unlocked, I guess." Had to call the landlord again and they literally had to come move her car. I felt like a child tattling, but what else was I supposed to do? Now the whole building feels weird. She won't talk to me, just death stares. Neighbors are like, "What's the drama?" And I'm out here just trying to go to work and park my damn car. Like, I've been polite. I didn't cuss her out. I let the landlord handle it. I asked like a normal person, but she turned this into a whole neighborhood saga over my parking spot. Like, bro, I pay for this spot. What are we even doing? So, am I the a-hole for not wanting to give up my own spot that I pay for? Or should I just let her keep taking it and park 3 blocks away like some kind of NPC? I just wanted peace, and now I'm living in a sitcom with this woman. Unbelievable. Now for the comments. Dude, don't engage. Just call a tow truck. Yeah, you are done being nice. Next time she parks there, tow truck's coming. Simple. Of course you're not an a-hole. Report everything to the landlord. Take pictures. No need to be nice to this screeching harridan. Document everything. And stay calm. It's wild she escalated it this far. What someone on my street did 40 years ago when someone was blocking their drive every night was bang on their door at 2:30 a.m. to get them to move it. It took 2 nights for them to stop, but they did stop. I had a neighbor from hell who would park with their car just far enough into my driveway to block me getting out. I would leave notes, threaten to have them towed, bang on their door. One day they would not answer but had their windows open, so I shouted inside, "You have 10 seconds to answer the door and move your freaking car or I'm calling the cops." They called me a fat bitch, so I told them, it takes a special kind of stupid to piss off the neighbor who volunteers with the police department. Maybe you want me to tell them about all of your drug dealing and other illegal stuff you do? Never seen them come out so quickly. More heated words were exchanged, but they never parked there again. Oh, and of course I reported them for their illegal activities. There was already an active investigation by the police, and a sting was ready to go down in the next couple of weeks. I knew that. Being part of the investigation as a witness and a member of the citizens on patrol, they didn't. The worst part, however, was that the sting actually didn't go down. What happened instead was that they murdered one of the other tenants. Turns out they were running an illegal halfway house. The property was seized and sold.